Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Today is what? Today is Friday, the 9th of August, and here I am, Raviteja, bringing you the form filling session for CAT 2024. Now, the CAT form has been out already quite a few days. It's already been out for a week or so. But yeah, there's still queries coming in and day out about what to do with my work X. What kind of work X will they accept? What kind of will they accept any internship? What can I do to improve my profile at this point, right? मेरा 10th क्लास का मार्क्स मेरे को क्या डालना चाहिए? What name should I put? A lot of queries keep coming in. So here I am bringing you the CAT 2024 CAT form filling session, right? What we are going to discuss is crisply about what all things are absolutely essential. What all things are absolutely essential and you should not make mistakes in. At the same time, we will look at what are the intricacies in filling this form. All right. So let's begin with the CAT 2024 form filling. The process starts with your registration. But before we get into the session, there are certain things that are an absolute checklist that you should keep ready with yourself. One is your photograph in a plain simple background which is not very heavy in size. Okay, a photograph in a very plain simple background, preferably the kind of a background that I am in, a light colored background is most suited, right? Two is your signature in black ink or blue ink on white paper. The scan, the copy of which should be ready with you, right? Three is I would like you to keep ready your before you start form filling, not before you watch this session. Okay, watch this session. I'm just telling you what all things you need to keep ready when you're going to fill the CAT form. Three is keep your certificates and mark sheets handy. Right? Because quite a few times, 3 years ago, I used to think my percentage in CAT was, I mean, 6-7 years ago, I used to think my percentage in 10th class was 88. Only when I filled the CAT form did I realize it was 87.38. मतलब I had to be absolutely on dot कि इतना बताना था मेरे को, right? So make sure that all of these things are ready with you before you are starting to fill your form. Okay. So the expected pattern of the CAT is going to remain, it is expected to remain on similar lines, right? With 24 questions of VRC, 20 questions of DILR, and probably 22 questions of quant, with a total of 66 questions that translates to 198 marks. All we know is that probably the exam is going to happen in 120 minutes, and there will be 3 sections in those 120 minutes, which will be equally timed. The number of questions always has been a last minute mystery, but more or less over the last 2-3 years, they have stuck to a certain type of pattern in terms of the number of questions in each of the sections, while there have been subtle changes in the types of questions within the section, right? Keeping that aside, what we have to do today, our job is to first fill the form for the CAT, and we need to understand what courses to apply to, what all intricacies are there. Let's just cover that. Coming to the question of work experience. Now, many people ask me, okay, boss, I worked at an NGO. What do I do? I worked as an intern for 6 months. What do I do? See, work experience that is counted in the CAT is only work experience that you have after your graduation. It's like there are a lot of people I know personally who have during their final year of graduation itself, college ने 6 महीने पहले छोड़ दिया है. They have left him 6 months ago, him or her, and they are working already. But only work experience after graduation, which is also paid in nature, which is also full time. This is not or, all these conditions are and conditions. All three of these must satisfy. So only work ex after your graduation, which is full time and paid work, is what will qualify as your work experience while you are applying for these B schools through CAT. Okay. How to justify family businesses? Some of you may belong to family businesses or freelance work. Please keep your salary slips handy. Please keep your salary slips handy. In some family businesses, if the practice of salary slips, or giving the salary slips is not there, there should at least be a justifying document by the authority which talks about the service that you have rendered to that organization. Let us say the organization or the company belongs to your father or your chacha or your fufa, anyone, right? On the letterhead of that company, there has to be a service letter written in your name that you falana falana has worked from falana date to dimkana date. That is absolutely necessary, right? Right, not account details as such, but you will probably require to show bank account statements in some of the colleges, right? If you have a full-time workex in a corporate, then you have to show either your offer letter and resignation mail, or you have to show your service letter that will be provided by the HR of that company. Okay. Normally, I would suggest Aranya to keep a photograph handy which doesn't have glare on your eyes. Your eyes, everything should be clearly visible. Your face, everything should be clearly visible. Especially if your glasses are those photos and some type of glasses, please avoid wearing glasses in that photograph. If you are going to wear glasses on that exam day, and if your glass wala photograph is clear enough, use that. Okay. So first, the registration process starts from going to this site that reads iimcat.ac.in. iimcat.ac.in. This site has been the site for the last 7 years, right? It's not going to change overnight. This is the site where you will get all the updates, also any media releases related to the date of the exam or the pattern of the exam, or any changes if they want to do just in case, or any notifications they want to address to the larger population. They will update it in this particular site, iimcat.ac.in, right? And the registration started on the 1st of August and it is going to end on the 13th of September. Okay, it's going to end at on the 13th of September. Now, cat registration, once you click on that iamcat.ac.in, this is the site that you will be able to see. Now, in this site, what are the places you have to click? Okay. First of all, there is something given about important dates, and at the bottom of this page, you will see some PDFs that will talk about the certificate. If you have to upload any certificates, they'll talk about the pattern in which, the format in which the certificates have to be uploaded, especially those who want to avail any particular reservation. Please go through those documents and see in which form is it that they require it. Okay, they will clearly mention the pattern or the format in which it has to be uploaded, if it has to be uploaded right now, right? The other thing is, there are 4 buttons over here: register, login, login, and this very interesting button over here, registration of non-IIM institutions for CAT 2024. If there is anything that you should be least bothered about at the time of filling the CAT form, it is this part. इससे तुम्हारा कोई संबंध नहीं है. This is for an institute. Let us say there is an XYZ institute who wants to select candidates based on CAT score. That XYZ institute has to register itself on the CAT website कि हाँ मेरे को तेरा स्कोर दे भाई और मैं तेरे से डेटा लूंगा बच्चों का. This is not for aspirants. This part is not for aspirants. Forget about it. The only things that matter to us is this section and this section. While the first thing that you have to do is register yourself on the CAT website. Okay, so you click here on register. Right? You click here on register. It will take you to a page that looks like this. It will load a page that looks like this. Here, Name of the candidate. This is very, very important. Candidate name should be entered exactly as it appears in the 10th or SSC certificate, and only alphabets are allowed. If there are any full stops or any other, uh, you know, punctuation marks in your name, avoid that and only write alphabets, right? It has to be exactly as it appears in your 10th class certificate, as in your 10th class mark sheet. Okay. For example, I go by the name Ravi Teja Mahavadi. Okay. But in my 10th class certificate, my name is Mahavadi Ravi Teja Suryanarayan. Right. So I have to, every time I appear for CAT, I write Mahavadi Ravi Teja Suryanarayana. Okay. So please make sure the order in which the name is given in your 10th class certificate, the same order, the same name, you are entering it here. Then comes the option to select your date of birth. Please make sure that you are entering the correct date of birth. Email address. Now, a lot of people, especially this Gen Z population, is going haywire about Hamara security, Hamara privacy. I understand. There's a lot of things, including deepfake, happening. But please make sure that whichever email you are going to use properly, whichever email you keep a tab on regularly, you are using that email ID over here. Random कुछ email create करके मत रख दो जो तुम normally use करते हो, या फिर if you have decided that going forward for everything related to CAT and other competitive exams, I will use only this email ID. The ID in which the email which is logged in your mobile and you can see regular notifications, only that email ID you give it over here. Confirm email ID. Select country, whichever country you belong to, right? Mostly you will write select India. The country code will automatically appear here and you will write your mobile number. Again, coming to the mobile number, please give your correct mobile number which has a good network. If you have a dual SIM, जियो एंड एयरटेल लेटर से, और अगर आपके घर के पास एयरटेल का नेटवर्क ज्यादा बेटर आता है तो एयरटेल डालो, और जियो का बेटर नेटवर्क आता है तो जियो डालो, बिकॉज you will be required to access OTPs regularly. Later on also, even during your entire process till selection, this email ID and this phone number are going to be your Aadhaar card. These are going to be your identity points. Okay, make sure this is there, and then you have to click on the declaration. Once you click on the declaration and you click on I agree, it will open a tab like this, where it will show the name of the candidate, date of birth, email ID, country and mobile number as you have entered. Verify. It is giving you, CAT is giving you another chance to cross verify whether everything is all right. Select the checkbox if entered value is displayed correctly. It is giving another chance. Make sure you are cross verifying and not making a mistake while verification. Keep your, that's why I said keep your 10th class mark sheet, keep your certificates handy. Okay, make sure that you are doing this, and only then you proceed. Once you have done that, once you have clicked on confirm, it will open this page in which applicant details, only basic details, where a user ID which is automatically generated for you, your candidate name, email ID, mobile number, date of birth will be there, and you will not understand इस page में मेरे को करना क्या है इसके बाद. There are two options at the top. Go to application and log out. You can log out and come back again for completing your form filling. Currently you have registered as a candidate. तुमने अभी अपना registration बनाया है. You have still not filled the form. Okay. Then the next step, essential step, is go to application and start filling the form. The application typically has 6 parts, out of which the first 5 are very important. It starts with personal details, then goes into academics, and then goes into work experience, then goes into programs and colleges that you are interested in, then goes into test cities, and then goes into declaration. Okay, so first in personal details, again they will ask you about mother's or guardian's name, spouse's name. This is not mandatory. If you want to fill, you fill it. If you're already married, you fill it, right? Candidate's first name is mandatory, middle name and surname. If you, for example, some people, if your 10th class certificate has only one name, let us say Abhishek, then you write only your first name. You don't need to write your surname or middle name or anything. Understood? So whatever name is there on your 10th class mark sheet, according to that, you fill in these details, right? Select your gender properly, right? A lot of people make mistakes in selecting this gender also. Please make sure that you are selecting your gender properly. Nationality and category, again, category, please be careful about what category you are applying to. All right, make sure that you are selecting the correct category that applies to you, that is applicable to you. For example, at a state level, you may belong to a particular category, but at the national level, you may belong to a different category, right? So make sure that please make sure that you are selecting the correct thing. All right. So now the next thing is your communication address. Make sure that you are filling in the correct address with correct pin code and selecting the correct territories. Once you are done with filling the address, comes the most important part, right? One is that you have to give an alternate mobile number for any kind of communication. The second part, the bottom of this page, is the most important part. You have to you have to upload your photograph, right? This I button over here will give you information about the size, the type of photograph you have to do, you have to upload, right? The type of photograph you have to upload, what kind of backgrounds can be used, what angles can be used. Don't randomly take a selfie like this and mat karna wo. ठीक है? Please take a good, decent, formal kind of a photograph of yours and upload that. Clicking on this I button will give you clarity about what is it that they are wanting to see, right? Similarly, click on this I button before you see your signature. Then you click to upload. Click here to upload. Select that file from your device and upload them. Sometimes they will not accept the photograph that is there. Most times when it is the case, most times when they don't accept the photograph that you have uploaded, that is because it is not following the size constraint that is there. So please make sure that you are resizing it accordingly. The simplest way to resize a bada wala photograph into a chota wala photograph is WhatsApp में forward करो without HD selection. अपने आप छोटा हो जाता है. The size of the file becomes smaller as it is. Okay, or you can use Microsoft Paint also to resize it in your own computer. Then coming to academics, right? Now this is very, very important because this part, academics part, is also going to remain sacrosanct. एड्रेस में 5,87,000 की जगह 5,94,000 कर दिया तुमने पिन कोड, तो बहुत ज्यादा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. But in academics, whatever you are putting here is going to remain sacrosanct throughout your process of selection. Throughout your process of selection, it is going to remain sacrosanct. So please make sure that you have hence your mark sheets and scorecards ready with you. Please make sure that if you are someone who has got a received CGPA in 10th class or 12th class, please make sure that you are reaching out to your board and figuring out what the conversion factor is for that particular board from CGPA to percentages. Different boards, different universities during graduation have different conversion factors. The conversion factors typically are mentioned on the board's websites itself or the university's websites itself. Please invest half an hour's time, go scour through the website and find it for yourself. If not, you can also ask it in the Telegram groups that we have. If there is someone from your state or your university who has already applied it and has done that hard work for you, he or she may help you, right? So select the correct completion year and month. Now the month of completion you can select is, let us say you have taken the exam in March and your results came out in April or May. You can typically select something between March and May. Okay, बहुत कुछ difference इसमें नहीं हो जाएगा, right? What you have to make sure you are doing correctly is entering the marks, maximum marks and the total marks and the aggregate percentage. Okay, it is given, some notes are given over here just for your clarity to understand. In case grades or CGPA, in case of grades or CGPA, the conversion percentage of the marks would be as per the procedure certified by the respective board or university or institution. It will typically be there on the university website or the board website. If it is not, please contact the registrar and get the actual thing. Don't take a risk with this. Okay, if any board or university confirms that there is no scheme of converting CGPA to percentage, then the equivalence would be established by dividing candidates CGPA by maximum possible CGPA and multiplying the result with 100. What does it mean? If let us say 7.8 is your CGPA in some board which has no scheme for conversion, simply say out of 10 points, if you have got 7.8, then you simply write it as 78%. Then you simply write it as 78%. Okay, if there is no scheme like this. But if there is a scheme like this, most common schemes that you see is your CGPA into 0.95, or you can see something like x minus 0.75 into 10. That could be a factor for some universities or institutes. According to whatever your university scheme is, please make sure that you are filling it that way only. Please make sure that you are filling it that way only, right? There are quite a few questions coming in. Let me finish this off. In the meantime, Devanshu, can you help me answer some of these queries that are coming in the chat box? So there are, okay, while filling the maximum marks also, please make sure you are filling it correctly. And even if it takes a little longer than you expected, give that time to it. Give that time to it and fill it properly. Okay, give the time to it and fill it properly. Don't be in a haste. Similar thing you will do for 12th or equivalent or diploma. Okay, maximum marks, total marks, and the aggregate percentage. Now, one more question that comes up very, very frequently is that, sir, I had 6 subjects in CBSE in 10th class, but my percentage that is given in my mark sheet is best 5. Okay. Please don't take only best 5. Write all 6 marks. Okay. For computing percentage marks obtained in SSC or 10th equivalent exam, aggregate marks of all subjects including additional subjects that appear. Every subject that is appeared in the mark sheet, that has appeared in your mark sheet or grade sheet, must be accounted for. 6th subject is not something that is optional. Agar 10th class ke certificate mein there is a 6th subject and you have got marks for it, but while computing your percentage, the CBSE did not consider it or any other board did not consider it, even then you have to add that 6th subject or uske marks and aggregate you have to put, including each and every subject that is there. The same is also true for your 12th standard. Aggregate marks of all subjects including additional subjects must be there. So for example, आपने मस्ती के लिए, if you have taken physical education or computer science मस्ती के लिए in 12th standard, उस मस्ती के जो marks है that should appear in your aggregate marks. Okay, you don't need to exactly remember the completion month. Somewhere between the time of taking exams till the results, it's basically a ballpark. time of completion wala. Coming to bachelor's degree, those of you who are in your final year of graduation, are you in the final year of bachelor degree? You have to select yes or no. You select yes. If you have finished your bachelor's degree, you select. If you have finished your bachelor's degree, you select no in the first question and yes in the second question. Okay. Now, do you have or some of you, if you are undergoing a 5-year integrated course, select this also accordingly. Okay. Now, some of you may have more than one bachelor degrees. In that case, click on this particular tile over here. Now, after doing that, once you select on this, they will give you a list of drop downs. They will give you a drop down to select from. Okay. About what university you belong to, what course you are doing, and what specialization in that course you are doing. Make sure that you are filling the correct values. Normally, the stream will be science. For engineers, the stream will be science or technology. Okay. Course will be again technology. Okay. Sometimes you may not be able to find, let us say, mechanical engineering in that. If you find BE, you put BE. If you find BTech, you put BTech. Whichever is the bachelor's degree which is awarded to you, please make sure that you are selecting that one correctly. Okay. After that, you have to furbish if any master's degree details are there. Now, this is completely your choice. Even if you are already a master's, whether you want to show your master's degree here is completely your choice. अगर दिखाना चाहते हो तो दिखाओ, नहीं दिखाना चाहते हो मत दिखाओ. I would suggest सच बोल दो, दिखा दो. It won't make much difference to your selection, but at least it will justify the gap you have in your application if you don't have any work ex for those years. Okay. Other things are, if any of you have any professional degrees, then please make sure you're selecting the correct one. Again, by clicking on yes, it will open a drop down. Make sure that you are doing the correct, you're putting in the correct values over here. Okay. Now coming to work experience, I began the session with work experience. Okay. Work experience, only work ex after graduation, which is paid in nature and full time in nature, will be counted. So if you have any work experience, you have to fill it accordingly. If you don't fill it, right? You have to select the industry that your particular job or your company belongs to, right? For example, there may be, you may have been working in the sales team, but in an IT firm. Your industry will still be information technology. Okay. You may be an IT engineer in a banking firm, but your industry will still be a banking industry. The industry that the company belongs to is what you have to select over here, not what your job profile is, right? Then you have to select the start date and end date. End date, typically, if you are still working, put the end date as 31st of July. Okay. Whatever workex is there till 31st of July is the thing that is going to be selected over here. Okay. Now, what are the supporting documents you need to produce? What are the supporting documents you need to produce? You need to produce your salary slip, account summary, that is bank statement, right? Service letter or joining letter. More likely, you will require a service letter. Keep the service letter handy at the time of joining the college. These things will be asked at the time of joining, not right now. These 10 things should be handy at the time of joining the college, that is next year May. Okay, probably not even next year May, next year February, January, when you are taking your interviews, at that time these things should be handy. Okay, now select, if there is any break in your experience, if there is any break in your experience, put it across over here. Okay, in number of days. So it will auto calculate the experience in days. It will auto calculate your break in experience. It will auto calculate your experience in days, depending on your starting company and the ending company. Okay. So for example, here it is 1 August 2022 till you have worked in 1 December 2022 or 31 December 2022. But the next company you started 15 Jan 2023. It will automatically calculate the break in your experience as 14 days. And it will automatically calculate the total number of days you have worked in here as somewhere close to 120 days. Okay. Right. Now, coming to the next section after work experience, there are quite a lot of questions on work experience. Let me just take a few of them. If the mode of payment is cash, in that case, you should at least have your PF account statement ready. Okay. कुछ तो रिकॉर्ड होगा आपके एम्प्लॉयमेंट का, वो रिकॉर्ड should be ready with you. Okay. Internships are not counted as work experience. Only full-time work experience, full-time paid work experience after graduation is counted as work experience. Internship is not counted as work experience. Pay slips are required. Along with that, service letter is also required. Your normal passport size photo will work, Pranav, given that it is in the size limits that is given in terms of KB, kilobytes. Okay. Now, the next part of it is programs. To select which program to select. Okay. Say if I were you, normally I would click on select all and just leave this. I will automatically get, my application will automatically go to all colleges. If I were you, I would just click on select all and leave everything. Right? But even in that case, I will have to give my interview city preference for each of the colleges. I will have to give my interview city preference for each of the colleges. So if you are someone who has at the top of your mind that I want to go to ABC only, or I want to go to only Blackie, in that case, only select those courses from those colleges that you want to do, and then fill your interview city preference according to whichever you are nearest to, or whichever you are probably going to be in the time frame of January, February, March next year. ठीक है? According to that, select your interview city preference for each of these colleges. Now, some of you may have a doubt whether to apply for FABM in IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Lucknow. There is another course called IIM Lucknow ABM course, Agriculture Business Management. These are also very, very good courses. Not necessarily only for agriculture graduates. Others can also appear for these courses. These are good courses. You should probably try. Okay, anything that has an E in it, you can leave it if you are only looking for a full-time on-campus course. Okay. Again, if you are not really looking forward to PhD or fellowship program in management itself is equivalent to PhD. FPM is equivalent to PhD. Okay, in India, FPM is equivalent to PhD. If you are not really interested in that, don't select any FPM or PhD courses. But you can simply select all and select city preferences one after the other and just keep filling the form according to whichever are your target colleges and whichever is your probable awqat. Make sure that you are selecting all colleges. If I were you, I would not take a risk of, if I am the first time CAT aspirant, if I am someone who has probably left, let us say I am Udaipur seat last year, because I don't want to go to I am Udaipur, I only want to go to Blackie, then only select Blackie. मतलब तुमने मान लिया है अपने लाइफ में कि मैं वही करूंगा. But if you are someone who wants to land somewhere in the top 30, 50 B schools of the country, select all. Okay, doesn't matter. Select all and select your set your interview preferences according to that. The things that you have to definitely select is anything that has PGP without a prefix or a suffix, only PGP or PGDM or MBA. These are the MBA courses that most of us are preparing for, 2-year MBAs. PGP, some places it is called PGP like I am Ahmedabad, some places it is called MBA like I am Amritsar, in some places it is also called PGDM. Make sure you are selecting all the courses that you want to definitely apply to. Okay. Now, later it comes to the selection of test cities. Preferred test city. I'll tell you a story of, this was when? This is 2009 is when my brother graduated his engineering. 2009 में उसने select city 1, he chose Hyderabad because he was living in Hyderabad. Set city 2, he randomly selected Kottayam in Kerala. And guess what? उसका CAT का center क्या आया? It was Kottayam in Kerala. So please make sure that wherever you are going to be in November, places which are close to it, you select those. Okay, for example, I live in Hyderabad. My first preference will be Hyderabad. My second preference probably will be Vijayawada, which is only 4 hours from here. The third preference will probably be Nagpur, which is only 7-8 hours from here. Then obviously I'll put let us say Goa or Pondicherry, because अगर पहले 3 में नहीं आया तो कम से कम घूम के तो आऊंगा. Okay, so make sure that you are selecting these cities also properly. It is not necessary that you will get your preferred city 1, but most times you will get your preferred city tested city 1 itself. Your most of the times you will get your preference 1 itself. If not, mostly मतलब miss होता है तो preferred city 2 मिल ही जाता है, unless and until you are very unlucky like my brother, right? And MBA चाय वाला, तुम्हारे साथ उतना बुरा नॉर्मली नहीं होगा. बुरा उन लोग के साथ होता है जो दिल्ली में रहते हैं, राइट? यू लिव इन रोहिणी एंड योर सेंटर विल बी ग्रेटर नोएडा कहीं पे. You live in, for example, Gautam sir, GP sir lives in Greater Kailash and his center always is Meerut. Every year it is Meerut because he selects Delhi NCR because there is only option of selecting Delhi NCR. So, okay, so make sure you are selecting it properly. I'll just go back to this university academics wala. While filling your bachelor's details, select your university properly. Those who are graduating from Delhi University, there will be a drop down option which is Delhi. If Delhi University नहीं है, अगर drop down में नहीं दिख रहा है तुमको, अगर सिर्फ only Delhi दिख रहा है तो वो select कर लो. That is Delhi University. Okay? So please make sure that you are filling these to the best of your knowledge, because this declaration boss says that I have previewed the application and confirmed that the data is correct. You are giving a declaration, you are signing on this with a captcha that belongs to only you, 26ZX7YB. That captcha belongs to you, and you are saying that I am hereby certifying that the information given by me in this application is true to the best of my knowledge. It's like you're giving a testament in the court, right? Make sure इसमें गलती मत करो. अगर इतना डिक्लेरेशन भरने के बाद later on you write a mail to cat कि I made a mistake, I want to change, why should cat entertain? If I were cat, I would not entertain. ठीक है, I have a soft corner for my students, not saying no, but I am still saying if I were cat, I would not entertain if after giving so many instructions at every point, you don't fill the form correctly. So make sure that even ये एकेडमिक्स के बाद तुम 7 नेक्स्ट करके बाहर भी जा सकते हो, दोबारा आओगे तो वहां जहां तक भरे हो वहां तक सेव्ड होगा. So make, even if you're taking it longer, a little longer time than you expected to fill out a form, take it. But make sure that all the details that are furnished by you are absolutely true to the best of your knowledge. झूठ बोलने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. अगर आपका परसेंटेज 88 है तो 88 ही लिखोगे, जबरदस्ती 93 लिख के बाद में नहीं पकड़ा जाना. ओके, in that case it becomes very very bad. So make sure that all of these details are very very clearly filled over there. Choose your payment mode, select SBI, ePay or PayU, whichever is most suitable for you, and finish your payment, and then your registration is out. Then your registration is done. And once you are done with that, once you are done with that declaration and the payment, it will show you your application form pura. But before making that payment, there is a button over here called preview. It will show your entire application ek isme in one page. Preview में go to each and every point again and check again whether you have made any mistakes, because at every point the cat is giving you so many chances to correct yourself. Make sure that you are previewing it, and if everything is correct as per your knowledge, only then you are paying and finishing it off. Let us say you have finished the payment but there are some mistakes. अब क्या कर सकते हो? ऐसे वो 2000 जो आपने भरे हैं वो भूल जाओ, वो जो पैसा आपने अभी भरा है वो भूल जाओ, नया मोबाइल नंबर और नए ईमेल आईडी के साथ दोबारा फॉर्म भर दो, हो जाएगा. ठीक है? अगर तुमने बहुत घोर गलती कुछ कर दी है एंड ऑलरेडी मेड दैट पेमेंट, देन you just forget that you did that, right? You keep wasting a lot of money. All of us keep wasting a lot of money for different types of avocations in our life. It's okay. Even if you make that mistake, you fill it with a different mobile number or email ID if you don't love your money, right? But I hope all of you love your money and you want to make good money. That is why you want to become managers. And this is an upcoming event which is going to help you ace that. We are coming up with a race to 99 percentile, which is our CL's flagship event. And believe me, over the last 5 years, while I have been associated with CL for the last 6 years, over the last 6 years, I've seen 10,000 people attend it live online over the last 6 years. And this is the biggest event that happens for the cat every year. Okay. And this is the flagship event of CL, where mentors like GP comes up with his jugards. GB will come up with, you see GB working on DILR, you'll probably fall in love with him, but he's unfortunately married already for you, right? And then obviously all of you know about Jijo. The way Jijo approaches the problem of VARC, none of us can. Or maybe some of you can. All you have to do in the exam is be better than Jijo, and Jijo will help you to be better than him in the session, which is race to 99 percentile. Moreover that, over and above those academic sessions, there are also strategy sessions that will be brought to you by Shivku, Sujata, Sazil, Arks, Nikunj, among others, right? So we can't wait to see you again on the 10th and 11th of August, that is tomorrow and day after itself. 2 complete days of power-packed sessions that a CAT aspirant simply should not miss, right? Should not miss. Because and GP का session तो मैं बता रहा हूँ, GP जो GB sessions, if you miss it, then you're probably missing a chance to at least improve your CAT score by 3 to 5 marks, at least minimum. उतना तो जीपी आपको वो सेशन में इंप्रूव करा के दे सकते हैं if you are attentive enough and looking at what GP is doing and what GB or what GJO are doing, right? So this is a session which is definitely everyone must attend. You have to register for it separately on your MyZone and start attending it. Upcoming on YouTube on the 13th of August, again the next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. is CAT 2024. Which B schools to apply, right? Which B schools to apply over and above whatever you are applying in the CAT, and also probably about some colleges in the CAT, right? So make sure that you are attending these sessions also and taking the best out of the mentors that you have at Career Launcher. So it's only about on 16th of August, again 100 days to CAT. 100 days to CAT. What to do in these last 100 days? It's going to be a strategy session along with a pathway to how you can plan the last 100 days towards the CAT. Don't miss out. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. I don't teach at any offline centers. Okay, so there are quite a few questions that have come about work experience. So, see, normally if you have your regular pay slips coming at a monthly interval, and you have bank statements and your form 16 to substantiate it, that can still be counted as work experience, right? But every college again has a different type of scrutiny. So abhi jo aap log work experience, when you are filling it, no, they will not ask you exactly ki kya kya chahiye tumko. They will only ask you what work experience you have. Later at the time of interview, for example, you are going to an interview of IIM Lucknow. IIM Lucknow will come with a lottery list of 3 things. Ye 3 things you should have. IIM Calcutta may have a list of 4 different things, but most of them will have these things only: salary slips, bank account statements, service letter, and an authorization letter from someone who owns that company. If your work ex you are showing is in a family business. So any personal queries that you have, you can reach out to any of our mentors separately on Telegram, right? We can help you address those. If you have appointment letter, resignation, and you have your bank statements that the payment has been made from it, it can substantiate for it. It can probably help instead of your pay slips, Mannat. Okay. Igniting minds. One last query. I happened to change my name after 10th. So would that affect verifying my legal docs? Oh. Now this is a question that is not in my power to answer as of now, but I'll definitely put it as a comment on this video itself in the next 2 days, right? I'll research about this because this is a very unique query, igniting minds. I'll tag you and put it over here. If you can just, after this video is over, if you can just put it as a comment on this, I'll make sure I'm coming back to you in a couple of days on this. All right. So my nationality is not Indian and my schooling is also not from here. So don't worry, right? You'll typically be guided. Your scores typically get normalized according to the board that you have appeared for. Okay. So don't worry. The marking system is different. Whatever it is that is there in your grade sheets for those equivalent classes, please use those. All right. So thank you. I hope I have at least answered most of the general queries that are there related to work experience or these things. If there are any personal queries that is only very specific to you, please make sure you're reaching out to any one of us on Telegram. Okay, we will make sure that you get your answers for it. Thank you, Devanshu. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. You have been a very, very great audience. Thank you.